Well, good evening, Lupus Warriors all around the world, and welcome to our Friday night video brought to you by the Lord's Lupus and Support channel. Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to another video. How are you guys doing on tonight? Well, I hope this video finds you doing as well as possible, and I pray that you are staying as safe and as healthy as possible. And so on tonight, I created this video for my fellow lupus warriors, whether you're at the beginning, newly diagnosed, or you've been dealing with lupus for a while. I read your comments. I want you to know that. And some of you have expressed some of the struggles that you've encountered on this lupus journey. And so I created this video for you on tonight. We're going to discuss specifically some of the struggles that, all of us or most of us have encountered as we walk with this mysterious disease called lupus. So before I jump into the topic of tonight's video, I first want to take a moment to say thank you. I want to thank all of you that subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, watch the videos, share the videos, like the videos. And thank you to all of you who leave your comments in the comment sections below. I do read them and I appreciate you. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. You encourage me, you inspire me to go on, to continue to build this community, to continue to be a source of support and a resource for our fellow lupus warriors all around the world. So whether you watch this video tonight, which is Friday, sometime this weekend, or sometime next week, just know that, my deepest gratitude and I appreciate all of you. So thank you. And so I'm not going to be before you long on tonight, but I wanted to talk about, how lupus impacts different areas and different parts of our lives. We know that lupus impacts the physical, parts of our lives. But, we're also aware of the mental, the emotional, and who can forget the social impacts that lupus has on our lives. But one topic that we don't discuss enough is the unexpected financial struggles that accompany living with lupus. And so if someone was to ask me, well, Laura, can lupus impact my life financially? And my answer would be yes, lupus can impact your financial stability. With the rising costs of healthcare, in which we know, the cost of healthcare has risen phenomenally, with the lack of resources, for instance, no health insurance or insufficient health insurance, these can all have an impact on our financial stability. These can leave us feeling financially insecure. And so some of our fellow lupus warriors have expressed, encountering the unseen, the part of lupus that we don't talk about, the financial struggles, the unexpected financial struggles that we encounter. Without proper access to resources, it can make the difference as, to your quality of life. Without access to proper resources, lupus can impact your quality of life. It impacts it anyway, but it can have an even greater impact when you're lacking resources. You don't know where to turn. You don't know what resources are available to you. And so, without proper access to, resources, it means that you don't have access to the team of doctors that you need to care for your lupus. And not having a team of doctors, for example, those of us that, been dealing with lupus for a while, we know the importance of seeing your rheumatologist. Well, if you don't have, health insurance, or you have insufficient health insurance, it can kind of decrease your access to being able to see a rheumatologist, and not having access to proper health care with a chronic illness can make a difference as far as you living well and living long with a chronic illness. It's like when you have lupus, it's like you're juggling two lives. There's your normal life, which involves, a mortgage, rent, food on the table, paying utilities, gas in the car, so on and so forth. And then there's your lupus life. Well, when you don't have, the resources that you need, or you don't know where to turn in order to get those resources, you make decisions that, between your regular life and your lupus life. And the decision that you make is going to impact one or the other. And a lot of times we veer more towards making decisions that's going to help us to sustain our regular life. And we'll forego filling that prescription for our lupus. We'll forego that doctor's appointment. We'll forego having that test. And so that is due to, again, that lack of resources, or not knowing where to turn for the resources, which leads us to feeling financially insecure. Another thing that it leads to, if you don't have, a team of doctors that you see on a regular basis, well, guess what happens? Some of our fellow lupus warriors use the emergency room as a resource to care for their lupus. When they're having a flare-up, they make a choice to go to the emergency room to obtain care for a flare-up. And I don't have anything against the emergency rooms. I thank God for them. But the emergency room care is used to stabilize you. It's not really in-depth. It's a lot of times it's used to stabilize you. So if you're going to the emergency room for care for your lupus, or when you're having a flare-up, normally what happens is that, you are prescribed a high dose and a long dose, of steroids. And we know that steroids is a big part of our care for our lupus. But when you're being prescribed, high doses for long periods of time, it all depends on how often you go to the emergency room for your flare-up or to receive care for your lupus. You stand a chance of getting these high doses for long periods of time. And so we all know that with steroids, high doses for long periods of time can open us up to the cardiovascular risks that are associated, with high doses for long periods of time, the usage of, steroids. And so I wanted to bring this to, the attention of all of my fellow lupus warriors out there. I want to start making videos in which, I give more information as far as resources, what resources are available, where can you turn, if you're dealing with the unexpected financial struggles of lupus, who can you call, where do you turn, what's available out there to you. I don't want to see, another lupus warrior out there, specifically in 2023. I don't want to see another lupus warrior out there that, finds themselves without access to resources to care for their lupus. To wrap this video up, I truly believe that, we're in need of better and more access to lupus resources, so that we won't have any lupus warrior left behind. Okay? And so I'm going to wrap the video up at this time. As I say at the end of every video, there is life after lupus. And that, God has a plan for your life. He has a plan, a purpose, and a destiny for your life. And my goodness, my friends, He loves you with all of His heart. And because He loves you with all of His heart, the plan, the purpose, and the destiny that He has for your life, involves you showing up as you. So take care, my friends. Stay strong, stay encouraged, and I'll be talking to you all soon on the next video. Bye for now, everybody. Good night. Have a great weekend.